Alright, so that is the hardcore punk group. This is played like old school bands like Descendants, Dead Kennedys, Pennywise, you name it. Misfits, right? Old school punk rock. And so I'm going to break this thing down for you, show you how to play it. It's actually a fairly simple groove. There's a couple complexities, especially within the bass drum, but for the most part, it's not that bad. Now, the hands are actually the exact same thing as the easy punk groove that I've already shown in another video. I'm going to show that to you real quick. Basically, your hi-hat's playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the left hand is coming in on the upbeats, so it's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right. So really get it to sound kind of, I guess, authentic. Put a little bit of open hi-hat in there. Really get that hi-hat to resonate, right? So it's open hi-hat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2.
When you have rheumatoid arthritis, the smallest things can feel like the biggest obstacles. But Xeljanz.
She's a bitch. Yeah, she's a bitch. A asshole. But she's a bitch. Let's just get along. Get along. Get along. Get along. Oh, yeah.
Attack, the #1 brand used by dermatologists. No.
I walked into a grocery store and I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to buy because I was high. Fourth of July weekend, don't play with fireworks, okay? I'm not fireworks. I've seen enough fireworks in my life. Growing up in downtown Albany, New York, in the ghetto, we never looked forward to 4th of July weekend. It was a disaster. It was just crazy. Always something happens on 4th of July in Albany, New York, the inner city. We were always happy to get out of there, go to Glens Falls or Lake George. I remember being a little kid living in Glens Falls for just a little while. And I remember being a kid going to Lake George once or twice. But man, the rest of the time I grew up in Albany. And 4th of July was just a disaster. It was scary, just scary when you're a little kid. Just afraid of what's going on out there. People are throwing beer bottles and all kinds of stuff going on. It was crazy back in the 70s. Early 70s in Albany, New York. It was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. There was no place to live. It was absolutely not a good place to live at all. I was so glad to get to the Keys. And I ended up joining the Air Force. I ended up back in New York. I ended up going to Plattsburgh, but that was pretty cool. Got to go back to my old stomping grounds in Lake George and go through Glens Falls and Boston Spa, Boston Lake, a couple of places like that. Went over to Troy and Rensselaer, Cambridge, Colony, New York. But yeah, crazy times there. I'd rather be in the Florida Keys for the 4th of July. It's great there. I'm not there right now. I'm in Central Florida right now, trying to sell my house. I bought a disaster 13 months ago. I should have walked away. My realtor said I was too negative, too difficult to work with. Talked me out of it, but I was going to walk away. I never even met my realtor until the actual signing, which was crazy. They didn't need to be there. All they did was film me. They put me on Instagram before I even showed up at my house. Yeah, that was it. I met my realtor at the signing, which was totally unnecessary, not needed. And the only reason why my realtor showed up was to take pictures of me and film me while I was signing a contract and entering a disaster. So I was already on Instagram before I even opened up the door. And I walked in, the house was trashed. And I had a major septic tank leak, no appliances, all kinds of problems in the garage, all kinds of problems behind the air handler. You name it, I've had it with this house. I paid $10,000 more than my neighbor did for the exact same house with the same realtor, and their house was completely spotless and had appliances, and they had no problems. My house was trashed, no appliances. I had to go out and buy appliances. That's $4,000. And then I had about $8,000 in repairs. I had to repaint the whole house. Crazy stuff because my realtor who picked the inspector didn't find a damn thing wrong with the house. And I was like, I'm just totally upset with the builder and the realtor and the inspector. They're nowhere to be found. They turned their back on a disabled veteran. I didn't even need to buy this house. I still had a house in Key Largo that I ended up selling for 2 months after I bought this house. I didn't even need to buy this disaster. I regret it. I totally regret seeing my realtor on YouTube of the house that I thought I was buying. And my realtor never did anything for me. Wouldn't even allow me to do a final walkthrough with the realtor. I said, hey, can I do a walkthrough with you? No, it's too late. We'll meet at the title company. And I thought that was weird. Only reason why my realtor met me at all was to show up at the title company, to take videos of me and make an ass out of me on Instagram and brag about me. Ridiculous. That shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't trust any realtor. You should get a real estate attorney and hire an outside independent inspector. especially in Marion County, Marion Oaks. I'm telling you, Orange County, these houses are worthless. Plywood and 2x4 construction, the roof. Your house depreciates as soon as you buy it. A 2-story luxury home that they label luxury home, 2 stories, it's all plywood. The whole second floor is plywood and 2x4s. Why would you want to buy that? We got hurricanes to deal with. Don't listen to anybody that says, oh, hurricanes don't hit the Orlando area. Yes, they do. A tropical storm can bring wind damage and rip all the roofs off. If your house is 2x4s, if you got shingles, plywood, and 2x4s, your roof is going to be gone in a Category 1 storm in Central Florida. And all the houses are built that way. Isn't that crazy? They're still doing that. They're building them. Some of the houses have no concrete block, no concrete. They're all plywood and 2x4 still. And we got termites, we got pests, we got insects, we got mold to deal with besides the storms. These people are crazy. And there's no way the house is going to appreciate. Not if it's made of 2x4 and plywood. There's no way. What's the value in that? Any inspector's going to come along after the fact and find problems with it all the time. In fact, you can buy a brand new home. If you got a good inspector, which you should, they should find problems. You want the inspector to find problems with a new home so you get credits, unlike what happened to me. I should have paid $10,000 less for my home, and I should have got $10,000 in credits. Had I known these issues existed to begin with, I guarantee I would have never bought it. I would have said, you can keep your credits, keep your price, keep your house. I'm not buying it and have to do all this work. Now I can't walk. Believe it or not, I literally cannot walk because I've been going up and down a ladder too much, and I fell a few times, and I landed wrong from coming down the ladder a few times and going up on the roof. I literally can't walk now. Can't use, especially my left leg. I got problems with both legs. I'm a senior citizen with major orthopedic problems, and I never should have bought this house, and I never should have been forced to go beyond my physical abilities, and I lost a lot of money. And you know what? No one's going to help you. So once you buy a house, you're stuck with it. You're stuck with all the problems that come with it. Your realtor's going to turn their back on you because they don't care. The realtor's just looking to appease builders for the next deal, especially in Marion County, Marion Oaks, Orange County, Orlando area. The builders are a priority for all realtors, and that's a fact. Buyers, beware. You're secondary. You're just a person they're looking for to make a sucker out of. And once you buy the house, you're no longer associated with the realtor, the builder, the seller. Your warranty is worthless, and nobody from the county or the state is going to help you. The police department's not going to help you, even if you've been a victim of fraud. The congressman, there's no accountability at all in real estate. I think that all realtors, regardless of the price of the house, okay, there should be a set limits on how much they make. Maybe $2,000 at the most. A building, you hire an inspector to inspect your home. What does it cost? $600. What does it cost to do an appraisal? $600. What does it cost to do a survey? $600. So why should the realtor get $5,000 on a $315,000 house? I'm just guessing. They should only get $1,000. Really, there shouldn't be. They should get $1,000. $1,000, and then any set limits. Say if the house is worth a certain amount, they get $1,100. If the house is worth a certain amount, they get $1,200 until they reach a threshold of $2,000 max. Okay, so if they sell a $20 million home, I don't care. They only get $2,000 for it. It's the same amount of work. No, same work, and you're going to get treated the same after the sale. See you later, alligator. Good luck with your problems. You're stuck now. Your realtors always claim to know the builder very well. They always claim they know everything about construction and engineering. But then after the fact, the realtor will say, I don't have anything to do with the builder. I don't know anything about construction. I'm not an engineer. I don't know anything about the problems you're having with plumbing and up in the attic. I'm just a realtor. That's a fact. That's what my realtor told me. Don't know shit. Don't know nothing about the problem. That's not her problem. Not my problem. I know and my realtor told me that they knew that other people are having problems with the same builder. And my realtor told me, I don't know where your builder is. Can't find him, but I know other people are having problems. Good luck. 7 months later, that realtor's doing business with that builder again. Inside the builder's home, doing a YouTube video, right? Come on, man. Get out of here. And that's the other thing. I'm going to tell you right now. Most of you guys that speak Spanish first, if you're from South America, Central America, right? And you can't speak English. You cannot speak English. I'm sorry. If you're from Central and South America, south of the border, you know how to speak English, but you can't speak English correctly, and most Americans can't understand you. And that was the biggest problem I had with my realtor. My realtor was from South America. I couldn't understand anything my realtor said over the phone. I stopped taking phone calls from my realtor. I never met my realtor in person. I never did a final walkthrough with my realtor. Only time I met my realtor was at the signing for Instagram. Bragging rights, which is totally uncool. And I wish I could file a lawsuit against my realtor and the builder, but I'm not going to get anywhere. I've already talked to an attorney. Your SOL. I suggest you get a real estate attorney and get an outside independent inspector that's non-biased. You don't want your realtor to pick their inspector, their bestie. The realtors pick their bestie appraiser, their bestie surveyor, their bestie inspector. Guess what? And they're working for their bestie builder. Well, guess what? Buyer beware. They don't care about you. They're all a conflict of interest. You got everybody working against you, even your realtor. And that's not, they act like they're representing you. They act like they're getting you a good deal. But when you find out later that your neighbor paid $10,000 less for the same exact situation and their house was clean and had appliances, that's hard to deal with. And then you got $10,000 more in repairs. It's just impossible. And you got to do all the work yourself. The only things I didn't do was have the ceiling fans installed. I had to have the shower door replaced that was broken. I didn't do that. And what was the other thing? Oh, I had a major septic tank leak in my house. The wax ring was too small. I had to call a plumber to replace the wax ring. I couldn't do that. I could take the toilet off and I could identify the problem, but I wouldn't know how to fix it. It's not for a first time person to install a toilet on a brand new house. You've got to know which proper wax ring fitting to use at the base, depending on the build. There's all kinds of different things that go on down there. It's a shitty subject. It actually is. But, when you're dealing with an absolutely brand new house, it's not been used yet. You're installing plumbing. Just based on how they set it up underneath the slab and up to the slab and how it meets with the tile, it can be a disaster. And how it angles. If they don't, if they do things wrong, you can have problems like I did, and I had to have that replaced and fixed. The wax ring, luckily enough, the wax ring was too small, but the actual wax ring that I needed and the adapter plate adapter tube that went in there, I would not have known which one to buy to fix that problem. I could have taken the toilet seat off and said, yeah, there definitely is a problem here, but I would not have known after that what to do. It's a good thing. That was a $600 Labor Day weekend. Yeah. Walked into my house on Labor Day weekend. Oh, it smelled like, you know what? Brand new house. And in the other bathroom, one of the builders left me a really good message. So I had a dirty toilet to compete with, and the other toilet was leaking septic tank gas, and the house is completely trashed. There's cement everywhere on the tile, mortar, uh, spackling, you name it, paint everywhere. I had to replace toilet seats, so much in the sinks, on the mirrors, everywhere. I couldn't believe how trashed it was. They said they were going to clean it. When I looked at it, I told my realtor it wasn't ready. My realtor said, you're being too negative, too difficult to work with. And besides, you're going to lose your escrow and you got a warranty. I should have walked away. You guys got to be careful. Just be careful.